Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Walking the Path. Woohoo! It's the first walk in the path of the new year. We're walking the new year path. I'm so grateful and so thankful. I'm so grateful and so thankful and so grateful and so thankful to be here with you. I'm so grateful that you're here with me. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, so this is the first in a series. I had this download to focus on each of the 8 life structures over the next 8 months. And that each month we'd focus on a particular life structure and talk about that in depth. So this month, January, we're starting with spirituality. So I can't wait to really get into that and share that with you. But before I get into spirituality as the beginning of the year, beginning life structure, this is number one, spirituality number one. I want to remind you and welcome you to Rythmia. For this walking the path is birthed out of my connection with Rythmia. I teach there. I've been there for 8 years, and almost 7.5 years, and I'm so grateful. What an impact Rythmia has had on my life, and I know Rythmia has had an impact on many people's lives. So, if you have any questions about Rythmia, this wonderful life advancement center where people come to see who they've become, merge with their soul, and heal their hearts, and forgive the unforgivable. This is the time to do it, the new year. So take a look, rythmia.com, or DM me if you have any questions. I'm happy to share that with you. Okay, now, here we are, life structure number one. So if you're not familiar with the life structures, Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith at Agape has developed, and this is something similar in other traditions. There are 7 dimensions of wellness. There are 8 pillars of life. Reverend Michael's iteration of this are the 8 life structures. And the 8 life structures are dimensions of our life when harmonized, when balanced and in order, when matured, reflect our own spiritual growth and development. And they also are pillars that support us in living life sovereign, in living a sovereign life, in living a life of growth and expansion and expanded awareness. Because when the life structures are harmonized and balanced, we really can focus on our spiritual growth and development. We really can focus on the idea of enlightenment. We can focus on the idea of expanding our awareness. When some of the life structures are out of balance, for example, body temple is a life structure. When your health is out of balance, you're not focusing on anything but your health, right? You're not thinking about spiritual growth and development. You're thinking about getting better. So when these life structures are balanced and harmonized, that is when we are actually able to expand our awareness. So that was the idea of beginning to focus on the life structures. And January will be dedicated to exploring spirituality as a life structure. And this is really setting the tone for 2025. Spirituality as the foundational piece of life structures. All the life structures are equal. Here are the 8 life structures: spirituality, ego, beliefs, body temple, finance, livelihood, community, and relationship. So those are the areas of life, right? When my spiritual practice is in order, when my ego is mature, when my beliefs, I've examined my limiting beliefs and have rewritten limiting beliefs in a way that can support me, when my body temple is vital and strong, when my finances are in order and I'm living the truth that God is prosperity itself, when my livelihood is a reflection of my gifts and talents, when my community is helping to boost my immunity, as Reverend Michael says, and when my relationships, and my primary relationship is with myself, when my relationships are harmonized, then I'm supported in every way. So, hey, everybody, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Now, so this talk is on spirituality. And so kind of also reflecting on the new year. I want to reflect on the new year and discuss the power of new beginnings, the power of endings and beginnings. So this is the time to really work on focusing on our spiritual growth and development to support us, because our spiritual practices are like a compass that aligns us with our highest potential, with our true and good intentions. So okay, let's talk about it. What is spirituality as a life structure? Spirituality as a life structure is about our spiritual practices. Spirituality as a life structure is about our connection to the divine, to the infinite, which is us. The innermost God and the uppermost God are the same God. So spirituality as a life structure is our connection with ourself, with the highest potential of ourself within us, with the true nature of who we are. What does it mean to be spiritual? We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But spirituality is not confined to religion. I think let's make a distinction between spirituality and religion. Religion tends to be dogmatic, and meaning that there are specific structures and you can't change them. You can't question that. This is the way it is. This is called dogma, right? There's some things like if you want to be, you can be whatever you want, but if you want to be Muslim, you got to believe this. If you want to be Christian, you got to believe this. This is the structure. Spirituality in general, as opposed to religion, is a deep connection with the source of all of life, the omniscient, omnipotent, omniactive, and omnipresent nature. And spirituality as a life structure focuses on our spiritual practices: meditation, breath work, yoga, journaling, life visioning, sacred journeys. All of these aspects are the things that we do to support us, working with mantras, taking sacred study. All of these aspects are our spiritual practices. So those practices emerge in our daily life, right? When we're focusing on our spirituality, those practices emerge as mindfulness in our daily life. They emerge as compassion. They emerge as being present in our daily life. They emerge as connection. And I have to say, 2024 was an amazing year for me, as I noticed, as I really deepened my spiritual practice. 2024 was a year where, for the year of 2024, I was committed to meditating 90 minutes a day, 3 30-minute sittings, which was challenging. But in doing that, my spiritual practice, hey, 111 right now, yes. Okay, thank you. Let's stop right now. 111 gateway number. Repeat after me. I am open and available to more good, to more health, to more vitality, to more love, to more joy, to more connection than I have ever imagined, created, or experienced before. Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Thank you, my moon messages, for reminding me that it was 111. Well, 111 Central Time right now. Okay. Happy New Year. Feliz Año Nuevo to everybody. Thank you. Okay. Well, I had to put my glasses on. I don't know why, but I put them on. Okay. So why begin the year with the spiritual life structure, the life structure of spirituality? Well, spirituality provides the foundation. It is the foundation for creating a life of purpose. It really clarifies our intentions. I found myself, as I just focused on one thing, meditation, in this last year, everything harmonized in my life. Divine order emerged in my life in new ways. And I found myself being more compassionate. I found myself being more loving to myself so that I could be more loving to others. I found myself being more aware, more present. I found myself being more productive. I found myself moving projects in my life forward that I hadn't moved forward in a long time. So the foundational structure of spirituality is key to fostering inner peace and to expanding our potential and our possibilities. It is the foundational practice. And as a broader context for 2025, it's a new beginning, a new beginning, new transformation, new potentiality itself. So spirituality as a life structure is really about our spiritual practices. What are your spiritual practices? This is the time to establish what you want to establish for 2025. What new spiritual practices are you seeking to bring in 2025? And then I would also invite you to come with a beginner's mind, right? A beginner's mind approach, seeing 2025 as an invitation to rediscover your spiritual practice, to rediscover your spiritual connection. So whether you have a deep spiritual practice already or whether you're just starting, beginner's mind, always the beginner's mind. And so, okay, let's see. I just lost track here. So, okay, in spiritual practices this year, what spiritual practice are you wanting to incorporate? I would recommend beginning with meditation. And if you're already meditating, I would say we got to meditate twice a day, beginning the day and ending the day with meditation. So how do you start a new practice? There's very simple steps to starting a new practice. One is set the time of day that you're going to do that practice. So let's say you want to meditate twice a day. I would say begin with saying, I'm going to meditate when I get up in the morning, and I'm going to meditate at night before I go to bed, or I'm going to meditate when I get home from work, or I'm going to meditate before dinner, or I'm going to meditate after dinner. Whatever the times are, select the times. Number one. Number two, what's your why? This is actually the most important. This should be number one. Why? Why do you want to meditate? Why? Well, I want to meditate because I want to deepen my connection. I want to be connected with spirit, which is me, which is the uppermost God and the innermost God are the same God. I want to connect with God. I want to connect with me. One, my why. Number two is that I want to receive insights. I don't want to be looking outside. I want to look within for the answers. The answers are within me. I want to connect with the infinite mind and find the answers that I'm seeking within. That's number two reason why I want to meditate. Number three reason is I want to take inspired action in my life. I want to take inspired action, not action from fear. I don't want to take action because I'm worried. I don't want to take action because I'm afraid. I don't want to take action because I'm in doubt. I want to take action out of inspiration, and I want to grow. So those are my reasons. Those are my whys. And you can take mine if you want, because they're really, I think, profound. Not because they're mine, because I think that's the growth. That's the practice of what it is to be spiritual, connected, receiving insights, taking inspired action, and growing. Those are the four tenets of spirituality, of what it means to be a spiritual person. So we begin a practice by understanding what our why is. So number one, our why. Number two, set the time. Let's make that list right. So set the time when you want to meditate, morning and evening. Number three, set the duration. Okay, if you have not meditated before, start with 5 minutes. You can do 5 minutes, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. If you have questions about how to meditate, DM me and I'll help you with the very basics. I'll go over it right now in just a moment after I finish the ways you start a new habit. So we've got our why. We've got the time of day. We've got the duration. So if you start with just 5 minutes, start with 5 minutes for the first week, bump it up to 10, then go to 15, get to 20 minutes at least morning and evening, but start with 5. You can do 5. You can do 5. You can do this. All right. The fourth key to starting a new habit is accountability. Get an accountability partner. Get somebody who wants to do this with you. Join a group. There's all sorts of things. If you're looking for accountability, you can DM me as well. Accountability is the key, because there's going to be times when you're like, never mind. But I have a group that I'm part of, and that helps keep me, like, when I don't feel like doing it, it's like, oh, I need to check in with my group and let them know that I did my meditation. So So accountability, an accountability partner. And the fifth key to starting a new habit is 30 seconds of visualization. Visualize, like at night before you go to bed, visualize seeing yourself getting up and sitting down and doing your meditation. 30 seconds. That's it. That makes a huge difference. If you do that before you go to bed, in the morning, you will find you have a new energy and a new way, a new, like there's something supporting you in getting up and doing that meditation. So those are the 5 keys to starting a new practice. So that's a simple technique for helping you to begin this new practice, your new spiritual practice. Now, here's a question. What would it mean for you to live spiritually this year? What would it mean for you to live spiritually this year? Good afternoon, cousin. What would it mean for you to live spiritually this year? What does that look like? Like for me, it's like a sense of peace, a sense of trust, alignment. What does it mean to live spiritually this year? It means confidence. It means, for me, a deep sense of trust, a deep sense of being present. What about you? What does it mean for you to live spirituality or spiritually this year? Because spiritual, anchoring ourselves in our spiritual practice now supports us in our goals, supports us in our other life structures such as relationships, livelihood, health. What does it mean to be a spiritual person? As we talked about, I'm connected, I'm receiving insights, I'm taking action from those insights, and I'm growing. That's what it means to be a spiritual person. And so connecting now with our spiritual practice, engaging in a spiritual practice on now boosts your immunity to the inevitable ups and downs of life. Shift is going to hit the fan. Something's going to shift in your life. Something's going to shift in your life this year. And with an already established spiritual practice, you have an anchor that helps stabilize you as you go through an expansion and growth. Because anytime something is unstable in your life, it means you're going through an expansion and growth. So anchoring in the spiritual practice now will help you to weather the inevitable ups and downs of life. So I want to share with you a story about my own spiritual growth and this impact it's had on me as a new beginning. So for me, this last year, the impact that really formalizing my spiritual practice had, I've always had, not always, but for many years had a very deep spiritual practice, but I wasn't meditating twice a day. And then when I started meditating 3 times a day, wow, transformation. Um, I felt more peaceful, more loving. And the biggest piece that happened with regular and consistent meditation was uncovering limiting beliefs and rewriting them. Uncovering limiting beliefs and rewriting them was one of the greatest things that happened for me with a deep meditation practice and anchoring in my spiritual practice this year. So the life structure of spirituality will help stabilize you. The life structure of spirituality will help to anchor the growth and expansion that you're having and stabilize you in the inevitable tumult of life. So uncovering limiting beliefs was a huge piece for me this year, and rewriting them. I was able to rewrite limiting beliefs about money. I was able to rewrite limiting beliefs about jealousy and envy. That was something that I wouldn't have thought of in myself. But I found that deep within me was a sense of jealousy and envy at other people's success. Intellectually, I wasn't there. Spiritually, I wasn't there. But emotionally, there was a little me like a little inner child work that was in me going, why is everybody else getting it? I want it. I want it. Right. And that was an undistinguished aspect of my emotional body. And through consistent meditation, my spiritual practice, I uncovered this limiting belief and I was able to rewrite it with a mantra, which is another beautiful spiritual practice. So when you want to shift something, a mantra can be a really amazing way of helping to calm the emotional body and bring it into alignment with your spiritual body and your mental body. So that's a brief story of my own spiritual growth this year. So, reflect on the following. What does it mean to be spiritual to you? And how do you want to deepen your spiritual connection in 2025? So, how do you want to deepen your spiritual connection in 2025? This is a life structure of spirituality. This month of January, we're going to be focusing on the life structure of spirituality in depth. And next week, we're going to, before I get there, I want to emphasize the last thing is that spirituality is a journey, both personal and collective. You doing your work, you sitting down on your cushion and working on you and uncovering limiting beliefs within you and becoming more peaceful within you and loving yourself more. You doing that makes a huge difference collectively. So don't think, oh, I'm just being selfish and taking time for myself. No. You doing your collective work, you doing your individual work impacts the noosphere, impacts the collective consciousness. So it's really about an individual and a collective growth. So next week we're going to spirituality number 2 will be tools for deepening spiritual alignment. We're going to explore key practices for strengthening spiritual connection, like breath work and mantra work, and meditation and affirmations and intentions. And then we're going to discuss the importance of consistency over intensity and building a daily ritual, and highlight the role of community in spiritual growth. So that's next week, tools for deepening spiritual alignment, spirituality number 2. And I'm really excited about this series. I'm really excited to share with you. And I'm so grateful that you joined today. So I'm just so happy. Life is so good. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Thank you for walking the path. Happy 2025. May it be a magical year for you. And so we're just closing by giving thanks for all the blessings of 2024. And knowing that the challenges of 2024 were just blessings waiting to be discovered. As Reverend Michael says, they're just blessings in work clothes, which I love. So I just saw a note from Cheryl Wade. Hold on, Cheryl. So May 2025, I give thanks in advance for 2025 and all the blessings yet to come in 2025 for me and for you, and for all of us collectively. All right. Cheryl Wadehead, can you please share what mantra did you use to replace the envy limiting belief? Well, Cheryl, a mantra has to speak to your emotional body. So we want to uncover for you where that envy is coming from, and then write a mantra that calms your emotional body. My mantra was, I am connected to everything and everyone. We are one. In this now moment, I am everything. I am all that ever was, all that is, and all that ever shall be. I create what I want, and what I want comes to me with ease and grace in a magical way. That spoke to my emotional body, reminding me that I'm one with everything, reminding me that I'm one with God and that I'm enough. I'm everything that there ever was because I'm one with God, and that's what God is. And then I create what I want helped me to bring my focus back to what am I working on? What am I focusing on? And stopping comparing myself to others. So thanks for that question. Blessings to you all, and I'll see you next week.